Commander Maya Torres stood at the helm of the EDS Hyperion, Earth's most advanced defense vessel, her dark eyes fixed on the mysterious signal pulsing at the edge of their scanner range. After 15 years of service in Earth's defense force, she thought she'd seen everything space could throw at them. She was wrong. "What do you make of it, Dr. Nash?" she asked, turning to her chief science officer. The lanky physicist adjusted his glasses, his weathered face illuminated by the soft blue glow of his holographic display. "It's like nothing we've ever encountered, Commander. The energy signature suggests technology far beyond our current understanding. Whatever it is, it's not from our solar system." The bridge fell silent. Humanity had long wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now, on this ordinary Tuesday in 2157, they were about to get their answer. "Contact Earth Command," Maya ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. "And bring us to combat readiness. Let's not take any chances." Lieutenant James Rodriguez, her tactical officer, nodded grimly as his fingers danced across the control panel. "Shields at maximum. Weapon systems online." The unknown vessel drew closer, its sleek crystalline hull reflecting the distant sunlight like a diamond in the void. It was beautiful, Maya had to admit, but beauty could be deadly in space. "Commander," Dr. Nash called out, his voice tight with urgency. "They're broadcasting, in English." Maya's eyebrows shot up. "What?" The message crackled through the bridge speakers. "Greetings, children of Earth. We are the Zarkari. We have watched your progress for centuries. The time has come for reunion." Before Maya could respond, the alien ship's hull began to shimmer with an otherworldly light. A beam of pure energy erupted from its bow, but instead of striking the Hyperion, it projected a massive hologram into space, an ancient star map showing Earth, Mars, and a dozen other worlds across the galaxy. "Dr. Nash," Maya said, her voice barely above a whisper, "tell me you're recording this." "Every byte, Commander. But there's more." He paused, his hands trembling slightly as he manipulated the data streams. "These star coordinates, they match perfectly with recent archaeological discoveries on Mars. The ones we've been keeping classified." Maya felt a chill run down her spine. The mysterious ruins discovered beneath the Martian polar ice caps had baffled Earth's best scientists for years. Now, suddenly, they had visitors claiming to have answers. "They're requesting permission to dock," Rodriguez reported, his dark features tense with concentration. "What are your orders, Commander?" Maya Torres stood silent for a moment, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. This decision wouldn't just affect her crew, it would change humanity forever. "Open a channel," she commanded. As the communication link established, she squared her shoulders and spoke with all the authority she could muster. "This is Commander Maya Torres of the Earth Defense Ship Hyperion. We acknowledge your message. Before we proceed with docking, we need to understand your intentions. Why have you chosen this moment to reveal yourselves?" The response came immediately, accompanied by another burst of holographic data, this time showing what appeared to be human DNA strands intertwined with something decidedly alien. "Because, Commander Torres, your species stands on the brink of a great awakening. What you discovered on Mars was merely the beginning. We are not just visitors, we are family. And we have returned to warn you of a threat that endangers us all." Maya exchanged glances with her bridge crew. Dr. Nash was already buried in the new data, his expression a mixture of awe and disbelief. Rodriguez kept his hand near the weapons controls, ever vigilant. "Permission to dock granted," Maya finally declared, "but be advised that any hostile action will be met with immediate response." She turned to her crew. "Alert Earth Command of our situation. Dr. Nash, I want every piece of data they've transmitted analyzed. Rodriguez, maintain weapons lock just in case our family isn't as friendly as they claim." As the crystalline ship gracefully maneuvered toward the Hyperion's docking bay, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than first contact. This was humanity's first step into a much larger universe, one filled with both wonders and dangers beyond imagination. Little did she know, the true test of her leadership was yet to come. The secrets buried on Mars weren't just archaeological curiosities, they were keys to a cosmic war that had raged for millennia. And now, ready or not, Earth was about to be drawn into the conflict. The Martian dust storm raged outside the research facility's reinforced windows as Maya Torres stood in the underground chamber, staring at the holographic projections that filled the cavernous space. After the dramatic first contact with the Zarkari vessel, Earth's leadership had agreed to a joint investigation of the Mars ruins. Now, 3 weeks later, she watched as human and alien scientists worked side by side, unraveling mysteries that had been buried for millennia. Ambassador Vexare, the Zarkari delegation leader, moved with fluid grace as she approached Maya. Her crystalline skin caught the light from the holograms, creating prismatic patterns that danced across the chamber walls. "Your people are adapting remarkably well to our presence, Commander Torres," Vexare observed, her voice carrying the melodic undertone characteristic of her species. "Though I sense you still harbor doubts." Maya didn't deny it. "When you show up claiming to be humanity's long-lost relatives and warning us about some nebulous threat, skepticism seems reasonable. Then perhaps it's time we showed you the full truth." Vexare raised her hand, manipulating the holographic controls with practiced ease. The chamber darkened, and a new projection materialized, a three-dimensional recreation of Earth from 100,000 years ago. "Your world was once our sanctuary," Vexare explained as the hologram showed massive ships descending from the sky. "When the Nexus Empire began their crusade of genetic purification, we fled here with thousands of human specimens we had uplifted through our biotechnology." The projection shifted to show laboratories where Zarkari scientists worked with early humans. "We gave your ancestors gifts, enhanced intelligence, improved physical capabilities, the capacity for rapid technological advancement. But the Empire found us." Maya watched in stunned silence as the hologram depicted a devastating battle above ancient Earth. "The war nearly destroyed your planet. We were forced to retreat, leaving behind outposts on Mars to monitor humanity's recovery and development. The humans who survived our enhancement program became your species' ancestors." Dr. Nash burst into the chamber, interrupting the presentation. "Commander, Ambassador, you need to see this." He led them to an adjacent excavation site where workers had just uncovered a massive door covered in intricate symbols. "It's a genetic lock," Vexare explained, her crystalline features showing what Maya had learned to recognize as excitement. "It will only respond to someone carrying both human and Zarkari DNA markers." Maya felt all eyes turn to her. The genetic scans performed during their first contact had revealed that certain humans, herself included, carried traces of Zarkari DNA, living proof of their shared history. "What's behind it?" she asked, though part of her dreaded the answer. "A weapon," Vexare replied solemnly. "One powerful enough to stop the Empire. They found Earth again, Commander. The ancient war is about to resume, and this time, humanity will be forced to choose sides." Maya approached the door, her heart pounding. As she placed her hand on the ancient surface, the symbols began to glow with an inner light. The chamber filled with a low hum as mechanisms that had laid dormant for millennia slowly awakened. "The Empire believes they destroyed all our superweapons," Vexare said quietly. "They never knew about this installation. This could change everything." The door began to slide open, revealing a darkness that seemed to swallow the chamber's lights. But before they could explore further, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. Multiple contacts detected in orbit. Rodriguez's voice crackled through Maya's comm unit. Energy signatures match Vexare's descriptions of Imperial vessels. "They're launching drop ships." Maya turned to Vexare, whose crystalline form had taken on a darker hue, a sign of distress, she'd learned. "You said we had more time." "The Empire has grown more powerful since our exodus," Vexare replied grimly. "They must have detected the weapon's activation sequence." We need to hold them off long enough to understand what we found here. Maya activated her command frequency. This is Commander Torres to all Earth Defense Force personnel. Battle stations. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. As she issued orders, Maya caught her reflection in the ancient door's polished surface. The same face that had looked back at her countless times before, but now she saw it differently. Human, yes, but carrying the legacy of an ancient alliance that had shaped her entire species. The ground shook as the first Imperial weapons struck the planet's surface. The war that had begun 100,000 years ago was about to resume, and this time, humanity would fight alongside their long-lost guardians. Maya checked her weapon and turned to Vexare. How long do you need to decrypt the weapon systems? An hour, maybe less. You'll have it, Maya promised, already moving toward the facility's defense center. Rodriguez, coordinate with the Zarkari ships in orbit. Let's show the Empire what happens when they threaten both our species. As she ran through the facility's corridors, Maya couldn't help but smile grimly. Humanity had spent centuries looking to the stars, wondering if they were alone. Now they knew the truth, they had never been alone, and they were about to join an intergalactic war that would determine the fate of both their species. The United Earth Council chamber buzzed with tension as holographic representatives from every major nation watched the Martian defense footage. Imperial drop ships burned through the atmosphere like meteors, while Zarkari vessels engaged them in spectacular aerial combat. On the main display, Maya Torres stood alongside Ambassador Vexare, their united presence a powerful symbol of the alliance they proposed. The Empire will not stop at Mars, Maya declared, her voice carrying across the virtual assembly. The weapon we've discovered threatens their dominion, and they'll burn both our worlds to ash to destroy it. We need to act now. And trust these aliens. The Chinese representative's hologram flickered as he spoke. They admit to experimenting on our ancestors. How do we know this isn't some elaborate trap? Vexare stepped forward, her crystalline form pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that reflected her determination. Because we're fighting for survival, just as you are. The Empire doesn't seek to conquer, they seek to purify. To them, both our species are genetic aberrations that must be cleansed. The chamber erupted in debate until Maya activated the secured data feed from Mars. The ancient weapon chamber's interior appeared before them, its walls covered in swirling patterns of light that told a story older than human civilization. This installation isn't just a weapon, Maya explained. It's a repository of advanced technology and genetic science that could transform both our species. The Empire fears it because it proves their ideology wrong, that different species can evolve together, become stronger through unity rather than purity. Dr. Nash's voice came through the feed, excitement breaking through his usual professional demeanor. The genetic lock Commander Torres activated has revealed library upon library of advanced knowledge. Medical breakthroughs, clean energy systems, faster-than-light travel improvements, but we need the Zarkari to help us understand it all. A series of explosions rocked the Mars facility, making the transmission jump. Maya steadied herself against a console. We don't have time for extended debate. The Empire's forces are already establishing a beachhead. Earth needs to decide, fight with us, or watch both our civilizations fall. The chamber fell silent as the council president rose. We will need conditions, guarantees. Another explosion, closer this time. Through the facility's windows, Maya could see Imperial walkers advancing across the Martian desert, their heavy cannons demolishing everything in their path. Zarkari ships dueled with Imperial fighters in the crimson sky, while ground forces exchanged fire in the ruins of the research outpost. Guarantees? Maya's voice cut through the chamber like a blade. Look at your screens. The Zarkari are dying right now, fighting to protect the human facility. They could have fled, abandoned us like they were forced to do millennia ago. Instead, they stand with us. That's your guarantee. The president nodded slowly. all in favor of ratifying the Earth-Zarkari military alliance. Hands rose across the chamber as voting indicators turned green. Maya felt a weight lift from her shoulders, replaced immediately by the heavier burden of what was to come. "Commander," Rodriguez called out urgently, "Imperial forces have breached the outer defenses. They're pushing toward the weapon chamber." Maya turned to Vexare. "How much longer?" "The activation sequence is at 70%. We need to hold them back just a little longer." Maya squared her shoulders. "Earth Defense Force, this is Commander Torres. The alliance is officially sanctioned. All units deploy to Mars defense coordinates. Show the Empire what humanity can do." Throughout the solar system, humanity's military machine roared to life. Ships that had been on standby burst from hidden bases on the Moon, Europa, and Titan. The latest generation of Earth space fighters, designed with insights from the Zarkari, launched in waves. In the weapon chamber, Maya and Vexare stood side by side as they coordinated the defense. Human Marines fought alongside Zarkari warriors, their different combat styles complementing each other perfectly. Where the Zarkari moved with fluid grace and energy weapons, humans brought raw determination and tactical innovations that caught the Imperial forces off guard. "The Empire never understood," Vexare said softly as they watched the battle unfold. "They seek genetic purity, but it's our differences that make us strong. Your species took our ancient gifts and evolved them in ways we never imagined. Together, we're something entirely new." The chamber's displays flashed green as the activation sequence completed. The ancient weapon hummed to life, its purpose still unknown but its power undeniable. Maya looked at the combined human and Zarkari forces fighting outside, and realized that the true weapon wasn't the installation itself, it was the alliance they had forged, the proof that diversity bred strength. "All forces," she commanded, "prepare for Phase 2. The real battle for our future is about to begin." The void between Mars and Earth erupted with energy as the Imperial Armada emerged from hyperspace. Hundreds of massive warships, their hulls black as the space between stars, moved into attack formation. Maya watched from the bridge of the EDS Hyperion, now upgraded with Zarkari technology, as humanity's combined fleet took position alongside their crystalline allies. "Imperial flagship is broadcasting," Rodriguez announced. "They're demanding our immediate surrender and the destruction of the Mars facility." The Imperial commander's hologram materialized on the bridge, a towering figure with metallic scales and cybernetic enhancements that spoke of the Empire's obsession with manufactured perfection. "Your resistance is futile. The Empire has spent millennia cleansing genetic corruption from the galaxy. You will not stop us with this handful of ships." Maya smiled. "You're right about one thing, we won't stop you with ships alone." She nodded to Vexare, who stood beside her in full battle armor. Now, deep within the Martian facility, the ancient weapon pulsed with power. But instead of the destructive beam the Empire feared, it released a wave of golden energy that washed over the combined human Zarkari fleet. Ship after ship began to glow as their hulls absorbed the energy, integrating it into their systems. "What you fear isn't a weapon," Maya declared to the Imperial commander. "It's evolution itself. The Zarkari didn't just enhance ancient humans, they created a way for our species to adapt and grow stronger together. Your Empire's ideology of purity is based on a lie." The Imperial commander's face contorted with rage. "Open fire. Destroy them all." The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries. Imperial dreadnoughts unleashed planet-cracking weapons, only to find their targets protected by shields that combined human ingenuity with Zarkari crystal technology. The Allied fleet moved with unprecedented coordination, human tactical brilliance merged with Zarkari elegance. Maya's voice carried across all Alliance frequencies, "All ships, execute Operation Sunforge." The human Zarkari fleet split into precise formations. Smaller vessels darted between Imperial ships, their enhanced weapons cutting through supposedly impenetrable armor. Larger Alliance ships engaged in brutal broadside exchanges, their hybrid shields holding against the onslaught. On the Hyperion's bridge, Maya and Vex-RA coordinated the battle together. Their shared DNA had created an unexpected advantage, a deeper understanding of both species' strengths. Squadron 7, push through their left flank, Maya ordered. Zarkari cruisers, prepare to exploit the breach. The Imperial line began to buckle as they faced something they'd never encountered, true evolution, the strength that came from diversity rather than purity. Their rigid tactics failed against the fluid adaptation of the Alliance forces. Their flagship shields are down, Rodriguez reported, his hands flying over the tactical controls. But our weapons can't penetrate their core armor. Maya exchanged looks with Vex-RA. We don't need to destroy them, the Zarkari ambassador said. The weapon's energy wave is building to a second pulse. Once it reaches them. All Alliance ships, clear the center field, Maya commanded. Let them see what real power looks like. The golden wave that burst from Mars was stronger this time, washing over the Imperial fleet like a tsunami of light. Where it touched their ships, changes began. Crystal formations grew from metal hulls. Mechanical systems merged with organic technology. The Empire's own ships were evolving. What have you done? The Imperial commander demanded, his hologram flickering as his own flagship transformed around him. We've given you the same gift the Zarkari gave humanity, Maya answered. The power to change, to grow, to become more than the sum of your parts. Your own ships and crews are evolving past your control, showing you that purity was never the answer. Across the battlefield, Imperial ships hung in space, their crews experiencing the first taste of true evolution. Some fought against it, their ships exploding as they tried to purge the changes. Others embraced it, their vessels becoming beautiful hybrids of multiple technologies and forms. The Imperial commander's hologram shuddered. This is impossible. We are the perfect form. No, Vex-RA replied. You are just one form among many. And now you have the chance to become something greater. The battle wasn't won with weapons, but with transformation. As the Imperial fleet hung paralyzed by change, Maya realized that the ancient weapon had never been meant for destruction. It was a key to unlock the next stage of evolution for all species. Stand down, she broadcast to the Imperial ships. Let us help you understand what you're becoming. The age of artificial purity is over. The real future of all our species begins today. 1 year after the Battle of Sol, Maya Torres stood in the newly constructed Unity station orbiting Earth, watching ships from a dozen different species dock at its crystalline arms. The station itself was a testament to the new era, a hybrid structure combining human, Zarkari, and even reformed Imperial technology. The latest evolution reports are encouraging, Dr. Nash said, joining her at the observation window. His lab coat now bore the insignia of the Interspecies Scientific Coalition. The Imperial citizens who accepted the change are developing abilities we never imagined possible. Their children are being born with both mechanical and organic adaptations that work in perfect harmony. Below them, Earth shone like a jewel. The planet had changed too, Zarkari crystal spires now rose alongside human cities, while Imperial technology had helped clean the atmosphere and oceans. It was becoming something new, just like its inhabitants. And those who refused to change? Maya asked, though she already knew the answer. The holdouts have retreated to the outer rim, Vex-RA answered, approaching with her characteristic fluid grace. But their numbers dwindle as more witness the benefits of evolution. Even the most stubborn are beginning to question their beliefs about genetic purity. Maya touched the window, her reflection showing subtle crystalline patterns beneath her skin, signs of her own continued evolution. The Zarkari genes in her DNA had awakened fully, allowing her to interface directly with the hybrid technology that now powered human civilization. She wasn't alone, millions of humans were discovering similar changes, each unique to their individual genetic makeup. The ancient Zarkari who fled to Earth didn't just want to protect humanity, Vexare continued. They wanted to create something that could challenge the Empire's ideology of perfection. They succeeded beyond their dreams, they created the potential for endless diversity, endless adaptation. The station's central chamber had been transformed into a garden where plants from Earth grew alongside crystalline flowers from the Zarkari homeworld and biomechanical hybrids developed by reformed Imperial scientists. Children from all three species played together among the vegetation, their laughter a melody of hope. "We're receiving another diplomatic request," Rodriguez reported from his new position as Unity Station security chief. "The Centauri Collective wants to study the evolution wave. They're offering to share their own genetic archives in exchange." Maya smiled. What had started as a desperate alliance was becoming something greater, a movement spreading across the galaxy. Species that had once feared the Empire were emerging from hiding, eager to join the new paradigm of cooperative evolution. The weapon was never meant to win a war, Maya realized, speaking the words aloud. It was meant to end all wars by showing us a better path. The Zarkari who built it knew that true strength comes from embracing change, not fighting it. Dr. Nash's instruments beeped. The Mars facility is active again. It's receiving signals from similar installations across the galaxy, they're awakening after millennia of dormancy. "Because now we're ready," Vexare said. "All of us. The age of isolation and fear is over. The real golden age of our species, all species, is just beginning." Maya watched as another ship docked at the station, this one a perfect blend of all three civilizations' technologies. Its crew would be equally diverse, each member bringing unique strengths and perspectives to their mission of exploration. "We spent so long looking to the stars," Maya mused, wondering if we were alone, afraid of what we might find. "We never imagined that the greatest discovery wouldn't be other life, but the infinite possibilities within ourselves." The garden's crystalline flowers bloomed, releasing spores that danced with Earth's pollens in the artificial breeze. From these tiny interactions, new hybrid species were already emerging, beautiful, unexpected, impossible to predict. Just like the future that stretched before them. "To evolution," Maya proposed, raising a glass at the diplomatic reception later that evening. Around her, representatives of humanity, the Zarkari, and the reformed empire raised their own glasses. Their differences hadn't disappeared, but they had become sources of strength rather than division. The stars shone brighter that night, or perhaps they just had better eyes to see them now. Either way, as Maya Torres looked out at the galaxy that had become their shared home, she knew that their greatest adventure still lay ahead. The story of their evolution, like the universe itself, was infinite in its possibilities.